Hello and welcome to Artsy Cupcake, where I share ways to get creative with crafts, cupcakes, and your closet. Today's video is a little different, but I think it still goes along with the theme of getting creative in your home, which I love to share videos on those topics. But I just went through a huge life change. A couple weeks ago, I did a video with 5 tips for a cross-country move, and my move had not happened yet. But now that it has, I want to share 3 ideas about how to decorate a new house with a limited budget and what ideas that I have for decorating a Craftsman style home. So the first thing you want to do when you move into a new home, or you could do this with the home you're already living in, is to really examine the style or the features of the home that make it unique. Does it have a farmhouse vibe, or is it really modern or minimalist? It could be a cottage style or a Victorian home. Look at the flooring, the roof line. Are there arches or a lot of straight lines in your house? This can all be really telling of what kind of home you have. Maybe it's a traditional home, but there's one thing that gives it a hint of a style. For example, maybe there's some columns out front that give it a colonial feel. That's what you want to latch onto and work off of. My house in Texas had an Italian or Mediterranean style, and we tried to pick that up by using a lot of bronze accents on the inside of the house. Just little things like changing out the little flusher on all the toilets from white plastic to a nice bronze finish. A really cheap but impactful change. And we also used lavender and planted some Italian cypress trees around the yards, and that really amplified that Mediterranean style. If you're going to plant some stuff in your yard anyway, then might as well just get a little bit more bang for your buck by really being particular and thoughtful on what kind of plants go with the style of your home. So my new home that we just moved into is in Colorado, and it's totally different because it has more of a rustic Craftsman style to it. Now, it isn't full on Frank Lloyd Wright looking or anything like that, but there are definitely a few features that have that Craftsman style essence. The name Craftsman comes from the arts and crafts movement, which started way back in the mid-1800s in England. This movement focused on the handmade and artisanship. And Craftsman style homes have always been popular in forested or areas with mountains. So I'm happy to say here in Colorado, we do have a view of the mountains. So this house totally goes along with that theme. Let's start at the front and look at some of the details. First, we see wood and stone. That right there is the first sign of a Craftsman influence. Now see how this column is thinner at the top and then kind of flares out at the bottom? That's called a battered column, and it's very typical in the Craftsman style homes. The front door is a spot that I think could use a few little inexpensive details to really give it more of a Craftsman feel. If the HOA will let us, a wooden door with a paned glass area at the top and then some dental trim would give this door that Craftsman look. This stone out on the front porch is echoed in the main living space at the fireplace. Medium to dark woods are very popular in Craftsman style homes, and you usually see a lot of wood details on the inside of the homes as well. We have these dark cabinets in the kitchen, and they are a shaker style door, which are characterized by their simplicity and that flat inside and outside edge detail. And then that flat recessed panel, those are all typical elements of a Craftsman style cabinet. My husband had an idea to put 2 beams in the main living space, and that he wants those the same color as the kitchen cabinets. And then another option that I thought of was, instead of 2 wood beams on the ceiling, do more of a Craftsman style coffered ceiling, which you see in a lot of the Frank Lloyd Wright homes. Let me know in the comments section below whose idea you like better. 2 big wood beams on the top of the ceiling, or my coffered ceiling idea. Overhanging trim and 3 light valance grids like these at the top of the windows are another sign of Craftsman influence in this home. For that reason, we did curtains instead of horizontal blinds. We didn't want to hide that architectural element because it really adds to the character of the home, and we just didn't want to hide it behind blinds. I found these curtains on Amazon, and they ended up being way cheaper than custom blinds anyway. I will link these in the description box below. Now, some of the things that are already in this house stood out like a sore thumb to me, and unfortunately I'm going to be changing these out eventually. For example, look at these light fixtures. They're nice and simple and would be great in a more modern or traditional home, but we really want to emphasize those Craftsman details, and a great way to bring in a style of your home is through the lighting. So here are some ideas I found. Rather than the lighting just being there, I think some of these upgrades would really make the lighting more of a statement. We may just start with the entryway and maybe the piano room and the kitchen areas that are really frequently seen, and then eventually move on to the less seen rooms like the master bedroom or downstairs in the basement. That's the nice thing about lighting, is you can go in stages and save money that way. The hardware on the cabinets could also be swapped out, and that's something that you can do with a relatively small budget. We're thinking some more Craftsman style looking hardware would look really good on all the cabinets. Noting these styles that are already implemented into your home give a head start, because, well, you're just building upon what's already there versus trying to completely change the style or feel of the home. For example, if I wanted to make this Craftsman style home into a modern contemporary home, there would be some work to do because I would probably want to change out the wall color. So right now we have kind of like a grayish going on, and I think like a stark white or a brighter white would look better with a contemporary home. And then white cabinets and hardware would all have to be changed out. But by picking up the style of my home, this can really help with the budget, and it'll help decorating go a lot smoother because you already have some of the elements just built right into the home. You're just taking upon what's already there and building on it, and that's gonna make your life a lot easier. We have a basement in this house, and coming from Texas, I've never had a basement before. But since it's just the 2 of us, I don't think it's gonna get too much use, but I do have some ideas for down there, including a special room for the 2 cats, who did really good on the move, by the way. So that's a little project that we have going down there right now, and I will share that in a later video. If you liked this video, definitely make sure to hit that subscribe button now if you want to stay up to date on these projects for the new home. If you want some home decor ideas right now, click over here on this playlist for some fun home DIYs. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a very happy day.